so being in the Detroit scene, you hear all these stories about like the Suicide Machines getting all this money that is absurd for a young, back in the 90s when everything was kind of going off and getting $1 million to
Hmm.
write, and just like thinking about that, like thinking about an 18-year-old, or early 20-year-old getting that absurd amount of money to write an album, right? And this
Hmm.
idea that like they're not going to save it, they're not going to put it, they're not going to
Right.
invest it, but it's like now in my late 30s, God, that would be nice, right? To
Right.
be
Oh, god damn.
so like,
I would be so fucking fiscally
dude, are you?
responsible.
I'd be like, okay, guys, listen, we're gonna get $1 million from the label. Let's use 20,000 of it to write this album.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh, that's
because
another problem too. We're in a ska band, so like everybody's got to get like there's seven of
yeah.
us. So
Well, and not only that, but like nowadays, you could make a bussin' fucking record for 20 grand.
oh my gosh, yes. Well, and I
Back
mean,
then,
even
not
that,
as much.
yeah, absolutely. But they didn't have to use that absurd amount of money to make the
No.
albums they were making.
No. No. Well, and I think if they did like get like $1 million, that would have been for that record that I'm pretty sure it was completely different. It was the one with the song. I don't remember what the album's name is, but it's the one with the song about his dog. It's like this
Oh,
beautiful love song, and
oh
then
yeah.
also
Sometimes I don't mind.
yeah, yeah, I love that's one of my favorite songs of theirs. I love that song so much. Um, that's the only one I could think of though, because like
Sometimes.
everything, but because the album before that was just straight up 90s ska, and then
So,
it's like all of a sudden they're like it seemed like they had a budget and they made like a artsier type of album.
yeah, I think they had, you know, I always get this wrong. So anybody who's out there is going to stamp me on this because I always get it mixed up. It's Destruction by Definition is like the one
Yes.
that got everybody, Break the Glass and
Yep.
yeah,
Islands.
Islands and New Girl and I
Mhm.
mean Tony Hawk, just in general. But then like it was like Battle Hymns, and then I think what was the other one? Steal This Record, or was the Steal This Record after the one you're talking about?
I think it was after it because
Sometimes
the
I Don't Mind was on that, the one you're talking
yeah,
about,
yeah.
which is the third album where they did a lot of like a little bit more of a doo-wop feel
Yeah,
to
yeah, it
that
was
album.
like wickedly different.
It
And
was.
it was good. It was a good album. It was
It was
just
really good.
not what anyone wanted from the Suicide Machines though.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not what people were expecting by any means, form or shape from
Right.
them. This it was a self-titled
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Suicide Machines.
Because I think they also had a new singer for that one too. I think so. I could very well be wrong though.
No, I think Jay's been there since,
Okay.
like, he's
I
probably the only.
I
I think
don't
he's
need
the only member.
right on.
It's
Yeah,
original. But anyways, yeah. So like they were talking about all that kind of stuff, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, like we're struggling to get a fraction of that amount of money to get the record recorded. But yeah, you're
right.
right. You can do it so much easier with like we can talk about this. I don't want to waste
Yeah.
it. I figure
No, it's funny because
let's waste all the good stuff now.
last week we had I interviewed Buck09 and we
Oh
talked
yeah.
about I talked all about all that, like the scene, like the Boss Tones hit it big, so every label needed
Yes.
to have a ska band.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like Buck09, Suicide Machines, Less Than Jake,
Goldfinger. Yeah.
Goldfinger.
Real
So,
Big Fish. Yeah. All of them
mhm.
were. Gosh, what a time to be a ska band.
Yeah, that 15 minutes right there.
Whew. There's a
Just
lot of money in that 15 minutes though.
dude, I think it's crazy because it only lasted less than like 5 years.
Yeah, I think it was a good solid. They had a good solid 3 years, and I
It was
think after that it just kind of
it was
fizzled.
like one of the quickest boom and fade I in of anything I've seen.
It was
Other than
wild.
like other than like if you think about it, other than like alt rock, really.
Yeah,
Alt
yeah.
rock was a just boom, here today, gone tomorrow. Like it boomed with Nirvana early 90s and then by like the mid 90s it was gone.
You're right. You're right. I mean, like
You think
I
it was
mean,
way longer, but it really was only a few years because that's when like Korn and Limp Bizkit all popped in around 97. It switched to like that heavier kind of rock
I
around
think
then.
it's because I think your mind thinks of it because those bands are still going, like the Our
Yeah.
Lady Pieces of the World and the like all that was kind of still they're still going. Like they're and then they wrote some amazing albums during those years, those
Yeah.
tentative years, I guess.
Yeah. It's crazy. Everybody just keeps going, but now they just play casinos.
That's it. But Ska's back. So we're gonna
Ska's
talk.
back. I
Let's see
can't
about it.
wait to see some ska in a casino though. Fuck.
Coming. It's coming back,
Dude,
baby.
I'll go. I'll go. All right, with that, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Ternowski. With me, because we've been sitting here for a bit. Some of this was too good to just like not keep this. So we're gonna cut right in at some point. It'll just be talking, and people are gonna be like, "This is awesome. I fucking
Oh,
love this."
perfect. That's
I
that's what we do.
And you know what? Like 200 like about episodes in, I've done this multiple times. So this won't surprise anybody.
Oh, that's awesome. And I want to apologize already. I want to pre-apologize for being a host on another podcast. So if I overstep my boundaries by any means, Pat, keep me online.
Well, this is great because, as you know, for hosting another podcast, it's a podcast. So we're just here to talk. And
That's it.
being the host, you as the guest are supposed to do the talking. I'm just
Yeah.
here to look super good looking.
Oh, there you go. Well, you look really good looking.
I know. I know. I
So
used to have like a majestic beard, like, big puffier beard like you, and we could have been like beard bros. It would have been great.
beard bros. That's what it's all about is those beard bros. Sorry about that. I'm muting that right now. We're good.
Is that a work call?
I'm a funeral director, so this phone is always going off.
Dude, okay, hold up. Hold the phone. Tell me about that. Wait.
So I am
Dude, wait. Oh, wait. You're in a fucking ska band
yeah.
and you're a funeral director.
Both of those are true.
Wow.
They're extremely true. So I was born and raised in a funeral home. I'm a fourth generation funeral director out of a very small town. So the expectation of keeping a legacy alive was very prominent. I will say, due to that, I have a very different view on death,
Yeah.
and specifically a better view on living. But with that, being surrounded by, they say funeral directors deal with what's called secondhand trauma daily. Most people deal with trauma maybe once or twice in a year, maybe like that kind of stuff. I'm dealing with it literally daily, one family after another, after another, after another, after another.
Yeah.
I'm seeing things. I'm seeing babies. I'm seeing, elderly. I'm seeing overdoses, suicides, et cetera, et cetera. So
The whole
what
gamut.
I do is I play in a band and I have an amazing time doing it. And I if I'm not sweating it, because that's what I do. One of the big things about the Boy Detective, we're going to get into this, Pat,
Yeah.
is I want to start something where I'm always a part of the crowd. So if you come to see the Boy Detective, one thing, and I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of our fans really like us, is because I'm 90% in the crowd, maybe 10% on stage. And the reason being is we kind of talked about this earlier. When I was growing up, I grew up with the DIY shows, the pole barn shows, and the park shows, and just anywhere that punk bands in our community in Monroe County could have shows. So there wasn't stages. So in my opinion, when somebody pays to go see a band, they want to be part of it, right?
Yeah.
And this is I'm not calling ill to any performers that just stay on stage and do their thing, because they there's a lot of bands out there that do a wonderful job.
Mhm.
But my thing is like, why wouldn't you want to be a part of the show? Now, because of that, I've probably caused some people some anxiety, because they come to the show and the lead singer all of a sudden disappears in the crowd, and then all of a sudden they realize I'm singing right behind them. because I like to. I'll be honest, I kind of like to pick on the ones that don't know what to do, don't know what to do. You're at a ska show, right? So
Yeah.
everybody's skanking or they're doing a pit. So when people are kind of doing the old the punk thing of putting their hands in their hoodies, always black zippy hoodies,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to look tough, I'm gonna go skank by them, and then they don't know what to do. Now that becomes a problem though as we've gotten a little more people like us a little bit more. I don't know why, but they tend to do. And with that, when we're playing like bigger shows where there's 600, 700 people, it's hard to do that because people don't move because they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't give me space, I have to make space, which is really interesting. And then also you got to deal with barriers too. So you got to deal with bodyguards and barriers. And I remember we played our first big show with Five Iron Frenzy last year, where there were 700 people, and I went up to the bodyguards. I was like, I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna be going over these barricades, and I said, "Is that a problem?" They go, "No, but just don't expect us to go over there with you." It's like basically like sink or swim. Like if you're gonna go, good luck.
Good
But
luck, fucker.
yeah, that's it. That's it. So I used to make them these poor sound guys. I used to make them give me like the 50 to 100 foot mic cord, but of course everybody steps on that or trips
Yep.
on that. And so I did bump up to a wireless, so at least
There you
that's
go.
one less thing that the poor sound guys and also the bodyguards have to deal with. But no, honestly, like I've been pretty amazed. I remember hearing some people was like, does he do like hearing it? Because the other thing too is like people when they hear it, they're like, well, if I went to a show and the lead singer wasn't on stage, I'd be pretty upset. But the thing is like they don't realize like I'm moving all over that crowd. So
Mm-hmm.
at one point, I'm singing to you, or I'm singing to your crew. And if you're not a part of it, like you can also watch the rest of my band who's up on the stage doing their thing, doing a wonderful job. And I also don't like that idea where I'm not ignorant to the fact that the lead singer tends to be the one that gains most of the attention or eyes from the fans.
Mm-hmm.
I have very, very talented musicians in my band. I have horn majors that went to college, to do that. And my drummer and my guitarist and bassist are just incredible at what they do. So I don't think you're missing anything if you're not looking at me 100% of the time. And they're up there dancing and skanking too. So it's not like it's a boring set. It's not,
Right.
so, but yeah, going back into this, like, so with this funeral directing, I'm circles. So I'll get back there. So I've learned that you have to direct, right? You have to be a part of the people's grief, but also know when to give attention other places. And I think that's really helped me out, not only just to be able to converse with people. Because that's another thing with bands, and I'm sure you've come across this, Pat, is they're a wonderful band. Their music is incredible. Their talent is over the top, but that doesn't do it all anymore. Like you
No.
have to be socially active, you have to be social media active,
Mm-hmm.
present, and then you also have to have a little bit of luck. And the
A lot of
great
it of luck.
the greatest part about the ska community, specifically in Michigan, is they're doing all the work for us. And I cannot thank them enough. I remember when we first started, they're like, you guys are really good. We want to help you. So we're going to help you get bigger. We're going to tell, because that ska community is so tight. And they've been going to shows with Goldfinger and Less Than Jake and
Right.
Suicide Machine. So they're talking to them at shows like, hey, you should get the Boy Detective on your show, blah, blah, blah. So I remember there's been a couple bands that they're like, we kind of get annoyed of your name because it's getting to the point where every time we're playing a show around this area, somebody's mentioning you should have the Boy Detective open up for you. You should have them play with you, or you should listen to them. And then we were like, okay, skeptical about it. But then when we see your play, because that's the thing, like, some bands they're recording bands. They
Mm-hmm.
do, their songs are wonderful. If you go see them live, you're going to get the same experience if you put headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much difference. We're the opposite of that. Like our live show, I think, is what creates lifelong fans.
Sure.
And our songs are like, okay, now we get it. We understand because my guitarist and me started this
Mm-hmm.
um, back in 2017. We've been playing in bands together for over 15 years now. But the Boy Detective started as a recording thing. that because
Yep.
we were both having our children. That was really the reason why we started this. We were both having our two children at the same time, and we wanted to be able to still release music, but obviously we knew we couldn't get a band together at the time. So we basically came up with Dorcas. And then the last song on Dorcas Malorcas is basically kind of the origin of the Boy Detective, because we realized like, oh, this is actually really cool to do ska with horns.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have horns, so it was all MIDI files. Even
Mm.
the first specific band from the bathtub had all MIDI file horns. The band from the bathtub that got added to Exhibition is the first time that the real horns were added. So Art Theft was in theory the first actual EP album of ours that had real horns, like the actual horn players. And then after that, it was no stopping. In what my guitarist Nicholas Good, which he's going to listen to this, I'm sure, and he'll smirk. He and I share very common things that we love when it comes to music. And when it came to creating these songs, he has this wonderful recipe of adding everything that him and I liked in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I think the problem when you get kind of typecasted into a ska punk band is just people just assume you sound like Real Big Fish. You
Sure.
know, like you're going to sound just like Real Big Fish. Um, and then they listen to us and then they're like, oh, there's like Taking Back Sunday in this. There's Suicide Machines in this. They're doing hardcore breakdowns. Where is that like? Is that coming
Right.
from Kid Dynamite? Like where are they? So we literally were like, you know what? We're not going to make rules on this, other than the fact that yes, we have horns. Yes, Nick does some sort of probably upstroke in every song, but other than that, that's really the only thing that connects us to a ska punk band is just that idea. I'm not, like I said, going back to, I'm not ignorant to say we're not, because that's not true either. We definitely have a lot of ska punk in us. But the big thing that I'm finding is we can play any show. We can play with a full hardcore band lineup and we'd fit in. We could play with a full ska lineup. We could fit in. We could play with a little bit of both, emo, um, indie. There's so much that it gets included into our recipe on the Boy Detective, and specifically we already wrote. The new album comes out in November. We're really excited about it, and that is even more harder than we've ever went. And I think our fans really appreciate that, because you don't have to just have upbeats or upstrokes the whole time in the same horn stabs, and then the song's done, and then the next song and it sounds exactly the same. We have this thing where even if it's a slower reggae or two-tone song like Cannibal that we did with, we featured Jay Navarro in it and Eric Abbey from Jay Navarro and the Traders, we still have our Boy Detective breakdown and ending at the end where we're screaming and chanting. And that's another thing too. We do the Newfound Glory gang vocals in a lot of our stuff. So we're adding all of that, and just it's been a lot of fun. But going back yet again, circling, because that was really what you were asking me about. So I'm sorry. The funeral directing has been a lifelong thing. I was born and raised around death. I continue to be a part of this, and honestly, I think it humbles me. I think it humbles me to see death every day and realize how lucky even this ska kid from Ida, Michigan is that he's playing for shows that have 400, 600 people in it, or even 20. Who cares? That's the punk DIY in us.
Hell yeah. So in that first question, right? That wasn't even a no, in that first question that wasn't even on my like list of like, okay, we're topics. You answered three of my questions
Oh, that's
without
me.
without me ever saying a word. So I'm gonna bounce to one. So like us, because kind of going off of that whole dealing with death thing and being in a happy ska band at the same time. So with that, like, because when I think of ska, now I know there's all various types of skas, but when I think of ska, I think the happiest fucking music that's ever been created, because you can't be in a bad mood and listen to ska. It's just impossible, especially like ska punk. It's not possible. You can't. Um, But with that being said, how like because you have songs that are not just about fucking sunshine and roses, right? So how do you balance the ska punk fun with that deeper lyrical content?
I think all of us could agree that the best bands out there do a lot of duality stuff,
Hmm.
where even though the song is all major, the lyrics are all very dark, or
Hmm.
vice versa. The song could be all minors and but be the happiest lyrics you ever hear. Like when you hear those uh, instrumentation or lyricists that are just incredible that do that all the time, right? Because we were talking, you and I were talking about the Promise Ring, and they're a perfect example of they do stuff and get away with it so easily where it comes to this idea where you can literally repeat the same verse 4 or 5 times. The Promise Ring were always doing that, and it
Hmm.
sounded really cool. But
Hmm.
like if we did that, it sounds fake and it sounds like, oh, you just didn't know what to put in verse 2. So okay, here you go. Right. But this idea that like we get in our own heads about this whole stuff. But when it came down to writing anything for the boy detective started as like we're going to be very uh, uh, self deprecating about being dads and being lame and thinking we were the coolest punk kids because Nick came from a hardcore band in Dundee called The Machine Always Wins. And I started in a horror punk band with two of my brothers called the Spaghetti Zombies. Awesome band, still to this day. You can find the stuff online if you look up Capal, which is my other hiatus band that is my brothers. It'll always be a band that's ongoing forever, but it's called Capal. And so like we thought we were so cool when we were 17, 18, 19 doing
Oh yeah.
that. And so when we got to the point of the boy detective, when we're starting to be parents, we're both married, happily married. We both have two beautiful children. I have a boy and a girl. He has two boys, and they're about the same age. So we're kind of dealing with the same types of life situations at the same time.
Yeah.
The only difference is, and I give him hell on this, is I'm 37, he's 41. So I
Hmm.
always say like he's getting his AARP card while I'm dealing with other things, or he'll complain about like everything because he's just a grumpy grouch sometimes, and I'll be like, oh, is that your age speaking? It's not even, your knees hurting by even thinking about playing 3 shows in a row. But the big thing was that we were dealing with the same stuff. So when we were writing lyrics, and I got to be completely frank with you, Pat, Nick does so much more when it comes to the skeleton of the boy detective. Nick is the mastermind of lyrics. He's the mastermind of kind of coming to the band with a concept of a song. And then now, because we're surrounded by musicians, he can give them just a very basic idea and they kind of take off and run with it. Right.
Sure.
But when it comes to most of the lyrics, Nick probably writes about 80% of things.
Okay.
Now, I'm very happy to say that this new album, I have done the most writing lyrically that I've ever done with Nick.
All
So
right.
hopefully it turns out good. So I could be like, see, you always needed a little more of me.
You always needed me.
But what I was doing even at the beginning was he would still say, okay, I got this verse. Can you help me kind of like put it together? And we would do that. And so even in theory, I didn't write a lot of Dorcas. I didn't write a lot of band. I started helping with art theft, and then this one has been the most, which I'm not supposed to say the name yet because I don't think it's out, so I don't want to say it.
You're good.
But basically, so we were writing about our kids, and then
Yeah.
we were also writing about trying to be real with people without sounding corny. So like we had date night, which was about us trying to trick our wives into having sex with us, like this idea of like we're
As
all always trying, right? We're always
yeah.
trying, and they get tired or they get sleepy because we can just turn on and they can't.
And they do 90% of all of
They
the
do all
life
the work
work.
and they're dealing with the kids.
They're doing
And
fucking everything, and we're just sitting here and we're just like, oh, I went to work today.
and now I'm turned on, so let's
Yeah.
do it.
But
Or they come in with their bathrobe and you think it's the sexiest lingerie, and they think okay, you're not getting anywhere, or you get an argument earlier in the day and it's not happening that night. So we literally wrote a song about that. Nick wrote a song about literally directions to a house. that was an interesting, but we also wrote about, we were just on the Rock Against Trump album for
Yep.
Punkerton Released, and we released Unrealized Gains, which is this idea that, um, this is the world that our kids will inherit.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally building this horrible, apathetic world that we are giving to our children. And the sad part that we don't understand, and this goes back to the death thing, because I had to learn to be a good funeral director. You have to be somebody who can have empathy
Yeah.
and who can understand and who can really understand people and their grief and help them through it. And if you can't, you won't be a good funeral director and you won't last long. I can tell you that. Um, so when him and I were talking about how this world is, and he kind of came up with this idea where it's like, it's sad that we have to be honest that even if we are good parents and even if we strive to be the best, this is still a garbage world that they're growing up in because
Right.
of the people who are in charge. And so those are the kind of like darker lyrics that we've kind of wrote about. But Nick and me are also readers. We're very avid readers. In fact, The Boy Detective comes from a book called The Boy Detective Fails by Joe Mano.
Hmm.
And it's literally about, actually the coolest book out there. It's probably my favorite and his very top 2-3 books too. He actually told me to read it and I read it and we fell in love with it. And that's kind of how this whole thing started. But it's basically like those old like Nancy Drew books and those things that we used
I
to
was
read.
I was
Kids.
really hoping it was some sort of nod to
It is.
Encyclopedia Brown.
It is. It's exactly what it is. But what he did was he made it with it. So these children are solving these adult cases and dealing with adult situations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these kids that are being thrown into suicide and murder, and then the whole community expects them to always solve it, and they can't handle it. And it's just a wonderful book. And even in the book that like he gives you a decoder, there's secret like writings in it and stuff.
Hmm.
There's a wild book called The Boy Detective Fails.
I will
And
have to check that out. I'm looking
it's
for a new
awesome
book.
book. It is really, really good. So him and I literally, we were driving to Gainesville to meet up with Roger from Less Than Jake to do the new recording because he recorded our new album. Very, very excited about that.
Yeah, Rock
And
City.
Gainesville, Rock
Rock
City.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was our joke. So every time we would pass him in the hallway, I'd sing something else like Scaville, Gainesville, or something, or I'd be like, "We're crazy, Rock City," and he'd just be like, "Stop it, just please stop." But yeah, when we were driving home, we put on an audiobook for the 14, 16 hours that we were in the car together.
Nice.
So it's just like, yeah, and that's just Nick and I. We're those kind of, but yeah. So we also don't want to be your stereotypical ska punk band, but also like you can't force to not be either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that like people want that. Like people want parts of all the ska that they fell in love with.
Mm-hmm.
But also like, hey, we're just going to give you old 90s stuff. And then what we realize is obviously because we're in the millennials, what's the one above Gen X? Is it Gen
Mm-hmm.
X, which is above the before
Millennials.
millennials?
Yeah.
We're in those, like those are our fans because they grew up with that late 90s, early 2000 stuff that they fell in
Right.
love with. They fell in love with, Offspring before, when Smash was out, and that was
Yeah.
seriously still one of the greatest albums of all time. Green Day Dookie and all that stuff that was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Blink-182 when they were doing like Dude Ranch
Yeah,
before they were getting into Enema of the State and Take Off
best
Your
Blink
Pants.
album, Dude Ranch.
Dude Ranch rules so much.
I mean, if we could have had, Travis Barker on Dude Ranch, whoo-wee.
Could you imagine? But maybe, I don't know, maybe that was the thing. Maybe that was because maybe that would have spiced it up too much. I don't know.
Might have been too spicy.
It might have been too spicy. He was too busy with the Aquabats at the time. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
and the Aquabats, they needed him.
They did. They sure did. But yeah, so and then we've had some members come and go because of life situations.
Mm-hmm.
So the lineup we have now is just incredible. Just it's like one of those things where this is no shame to our old members that had life stuff. There's 7 of us. It's never like we didn't want them or they didn't want to be. It's just more like life stuff happens, and some of us have to take care of our elderly parents, or some of us got to do job stuff. And but the A squad, I like to say, is really has been wonderful, and it's one of those things where it's not even a chore to meet up and do things. What's a chore is doing everything else that has nothing to do with the band, right? That you know about, like, oh, did we post that on social media, or oh, Brandon at the label needs this, and I totally forgot to give him that. It's
Hmm.
because, like we said, like writing the music and playing the music is like still about, I would say, 70%, but there is still a lot that has nothing to do with those things,
Yeah.
and then the other thing too is like this expectation, because the expectation is you're not going to tour like the old days. You're not going to go out especially if you're still on the local side.
It's not even that you're just not, it's just too expensive too, you know. You
It
don't it
it would be nice. It
Yeah,
would
it'd
be
be
nice.
amazing. But
Um, but also, like, we're not 19. We don't have that stamina, energy just to sleep on.
speak for yourself.
Uh,
That's
and so, like, yeah, like we're used to having it, like, in that, but also, like, we're trying to get out more.
right.
We got to go to Philly, we got to go to Montreal. We did 25 hours in like 3 days of driving.
It's
Um,
it's just with
Wild.
the gas and stuff, it's just so expensive, you know, because I remember even just, those earlier days of touring, like you could get by on getting paid $50. Like you could get $50 and like make it to the next fucking city.
Right,
But
right, and actually have some sort of food, um,
yeah,
and not just have to put it on. But that's the other thing too, Pat. Being in a ska band, I got 7 people to feed,
right.
and so this is we. It is nice now. We're starting to get to the point where we're at least like breaking even.
Hmm.
We're not having to pay for everything, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, and I think at this point, like, we've kind of made it in our own minds, because like the expectation of us ever selling out a show or being able to play with some of the gods from our past, and now
Yeah.
doing it and having that, and going to a Detroit show, not playing it, and people are like, oh, you're the guy from The Boy Detective, and I'm like, never would have thought people
Hmm.
would think of me as somebody other than coming to see a show. So it's wonderful. But it just goes to show all of you that are listening to this, that are struggling with your band right now, or if you're thinking about starting a band, do it. Like,
Yeah.
the worst thing that's going to happen is you're gonna hit a cliff and that. But at the end of the day, like, your music hits somebody, even if it's you, even if it's just you. And I hear it all the time, of new aspiring either artist or artists that had just never been lucky enough to have a band, and they'll say like, "Ooh, we've been working on this song forever, and we don't know if we should release it or not." I'm like, "Release that. What's the worst
Yeah,
it's gonna?"
always release it.
Because that's it. Like, you wait on it, you're never gonna release it.
Oh my God. I have like 20 maybe down like recorded like versions of songs from my band that my band just pisses me off. It's like, oh, like it, we don't want to. I'm like, I don't care if you fucking like it.
We're putting it out.
Put it out.
Well,
I
but
know.
here's the other thing too, Pat, and
Oh,
I'm
so
sure you
many
know this too.
songs. God
Um,
damn.
is like, you never know what song is going to be the one that people like either.
Right.
Like, you think it's gonna. Oh, I thought even in our band, like, I thought there were certain songs that I thought were just gonna explode,
Yeah.
and
Every
then it
every
weren't.
song. Every song I thought was gonna be the good song
The
was
song.
not the fucking song.
No, and it's like
Never.
the strange weird one that's kind of there. It
Hmm.
just And I think for now too, it's different. Like, I think people want an experience to go with a song. So, like, we're lucky enough that something just came to us. Our fans call it the cuddle puddle. I don't know if you've seen this.
I haven't seen the Cuddle Puddle.
Okay. So we have a song. I'm going to get this wrong. Nick, I'm sorry. Because Nick likes to put very long song titles.
Yeah.
I got scabies once, so that's
Yep.
pretty punk rock is
Yeah.
the name of the song. And at the end, when we go into the interlude, because that's always the song we close with. So by then, I have sweated out everything that I ever had,
Hmm.
ever in my
Yeah.
life.
Hmm.
I'm
Of all
dead.
time.
So literally, one show, I decided to just lay down. And the band that were down there, because my band sometimes come out in the crowd with me, decided to lay down with me. And then people started to lay down. And so we were like, let's do that again, see what happens. And then it got to the point where now the venue itself is laying down with us.
The
And
cuddle
I'm
puddle.
like, okay. But because of that, Scabies on Spotify went crazy.
Hmm.
And it's because of this idea that people have now attached themselves to this song. Not, it's a good song. I'm not saying it isn't. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a
literally
good
the
song.
last thing is we're all fucking doomed and we're wasting our time. I think it's
Hmm.
the most cool gang vocal thing we could have came up with at the time.
Yeah.
But going back to that, you're literally singing that as you're laying down in a cuddle puddle.
Hmm.
So there's your duality for you. There's your dark with your bright. This idea that because right now things are so dark and people
Oh
hate
my
each
God.
other and you're either on one side or you're on the other and you can't understand and you're getting told fake news and fake lies from both sides. You don't know what's up, what's down. But when you're at a show and you can actually spread love together and just be a part of something and not have to hate each other for it and just
It's
for
cool.
once let everything down, let everything out. Like, and that's I'm glad we can do that. I'm glad that we have something that, and also too, like you can't be more submissive than laying with your crowd. And I'm sure people have, I mean, I'm literally sweating on them the whole time. Whoever puts their head on my shoulder or on my stomach, it's gross. I apologize to anybody out there that has experienced that, or maybe they want that. I don't know.
They
It's
asked for it. They did it.
they want it, but it's and they do it now, and people know what to do it, and now they're calling it and they're videoing it and then putting it on Instagram, and that's how this craziness happens. Like we did our first video the other day. We've never done like an actual recorded video.
Yeah.
We had a filmographer, and it's a really close friend of ours. A really nice, really awesome guy, Nick Corbin. This goes out to you out in Toledo. But we were getting done and the band left, and I was there closing up shop with this filmer and his partner, and we were talking about like the big songs now are the ones that somehow get on TikTok, right? This
Hmm.
idea that this song that has nothing to do with what these people are doing on TikTok becomes this meme, which becomes this crazy. And that's the thing. And the one thing I'm very proud of with the Boy Detective, if you look at which numbers are numbers, I don't,
Sure.
it's silly, but it is something you got to be aware of. And so when you look at our numbers, you'll notice that most of them are very, very close to the other. There's not one song that really just escaped the others, which
Hmm.
means people are actually listening to all of our songs,
Hmm.
not just one. So I tell my band all the time, I'm like, at least, we don't have the 30,000 plays on one song, but we do have 8,000 on each and every one of our songs.
Yeah, which is
That has something
important.
to say. That I think the people who like our stuff are listening to the whole thing, which is it's unheard of that people actually listen to a whole album now, right? They just like the one song, so that's what they listen to.
It all depends on really it all depends on where you're at though, like this really does kind of make sense within the genre, within like ska, emo, like pop punk, like that's more of a community that really gives a shit about all of it, Uh but like pop doesn't give a shit about anything. The one song, that's it, and they're gonna forget that in 15 minutes. You
You
know,
play that again. You play.
you know, pop, hip hop. They're just it. That is straight pop culture, which doesn't really care about anything. You know, that at least that like when it comes to that sort of stuff, I feel like it's like the pop music is always just okay, there's this, that's great. What's next? What's the next thing? But like I feel like ever since the early 2000s, like the punk, pop punk, emo, ska, even like hardcore and stuff, it's like a really tight knit, big inclusive group that encapsulates each other, and that's what I've always talked about. What I wanted to make unsigned pop punk be based around is that entire encapsulated group. Um, because like you've even said, you can go to a show and see a hardcore band, a ska band, an acoustic emo artist, all on the same bill, and everyone's watching everyone. That's what this like scene does. But you couldn't do that. You couldn't have the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and like Creed on the same bill. No one fucking cares. Like they're two completely headbutting groups.
Makes it that makes a lot of sense. It's sad that it can't happen. It's sad that it can't go.
Nowadays, I would do anything to see like Less Than Jake and Nickelback on the same
Dude,
bill.
I would die to see like Limp Bizkit and the Boy Detective.
I would too, because
talking to you.
I love Limp Bizkit super
Who
bad.
doesn't?
Like they're so
Yeah.
good. They're so fun. And they're great.
Oh, their first albums were just incredible.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to draw a blank on the names of them.
$3 bill, y'all.
$3 bill, y'all, and the next one, the with the guy,
Significant
and they
other.
figured other. That's the one.
Yeah.
And then even chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water was really good too. But like, yeah, the old, oh man, like they corn, man, corn
Oh,
rules, corn
dude.
ripped.
Corn rules. Limp Bizkit rules.
Yes,
They're still great. And
they're wonderful. Like it's
I love me
really,
some new metal, man. Like it's so great.
it's a nice breather because I
I feel
love
like I
punk.
feel like you can pull new metal into this group
You
even.
can, you can.
Like especially now. I don't think you really could as much then, but now we're all old and
Oh,
none
and that's
of
what we
us
want to
care.
hear. Oh, we would
Uh,
love that.
yeah.
We would absolutely love that. You'd
Yeah.
sell out a show if you had Less Than Jake and Limp Bizkit. Dude, it'd be a sick show.
Dude, Less Than Jake, Limp Bizkit, Dashboard Confessional.
Oh yeah,
Let's fucking go.
but he's got to come out and do the old school. He's just got to come out with the
Just
acoustic
him.
guitar and just sit. Yes, in the middle of the two.
Yeah.
So you got Less Than Jake. It's crazy. It's wild. And then right as you're waiting for Limp Bizkit, you got Chris Carrabba just kind of comes out with the acoustic case, opens it up, maybe tunes a couple strings, and then starts going into. Oh my gosh, man, that would all the standard lines and the sailors and saints or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, like
Remember to breathe.
I can't even remember. I can't even imagine like those New Jersey days where like Saves the Day we're playing, and then Chris would just randomly show up and just like sit
Mm,
and play all these. Like
so great.
that was such a cool idea. That's such a that was a thing. Like, and I'm sure
No
he
one
was
had done
scared
that yet,
shitless
really.
to do that kind of thing. Like, what if
Oh
they?
yeah.
But like, he did it, killed it, and like he began comparably. Like, don't nothing against Saves the Day, but like Chris kind of took off because of that.
Oh yeah.
Something
Dude,
different.
I have his DVD of him playing that MTV live performance.
Dude,
one of
it's
the most
wild.
famous ones of all time.
Oh,
Like literally, I can only think of two.
Nirvana.
Nirvana
Yeah.
and then the Dashboard Confessional one. That's it.
I was literally just watching. I didn't realize Aerosmith did one. And I was literally watching.
Who does? Who would?
You've seen Chris. You've seen it all.
You've seen Chris. You've
Dashboard.
seen Kurt.
Dude,
Chris
he
and Kurt.
killed it, man.
Dude.
He killed it.
It's amazing. The Chris and Kurt connection. That's it.
The Chris. What if they would have formed?
Oh my God.
That would have been.
All right, I've got a couple like super
Yeah, sorry.
random questions now. You've basically answered all of my questions. So, except I did come up with a couple super random ones that there's no way you would know to answer.
You got
Okay.
it.
So, the first one is just because I have a major love for this series, but the band has been affectionately, the band itself has been affectionately referred to as like a Megazord.
Okay.
Who in the band would be which Power Ranger in this Boy Detective Zord?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, there's only what? There's four, right? Unless you're counting the green and the white.
Well, you
Are we
can.
counting them?
You can count whatever. There's also like 50 different Power
I'm talking.
Rangers. It
No,
does
we're going
you don't
the OG '90s. That's what I'm
okay.
talking about. Like
So
Kim, the pink one,
also
and the
yeah.
pink, yellow, blue, pink,
Yep.
yellow,
And so
blue.
here's what I'll throw out to you because you got seven, and if you need to, me and my friends wanted to be Power Rangers so bad that we created our own us as Rangers. So
Ooh.
you can also create yourself as your own Ranger and create your own Dino Zord. I'll
Well,
accept that.
first and foremost, my favorite color has always been purple because of Donatello. So
It's
I will
fair.
be the Purple Ranger because
Okay.
it doesn't exist and I want to be it. So I will
Then
be.
what would your Dino Zord be?
Ooh, that's a good one. Wait, because you don't want to take one that's already
You
exists.
can't take a pre-existing one unless you're going to be that color.
What could he? Yeah. Well, so what would Megazord have? What would he need? What would he need to add to the armor or to the weaponry? Because he has a sword, right? And the
Yep, he
shield,
has a sword.
sword and shield.
Yeah, but you could be a new shield because the shield isn't
It
from
isn't.
it's
So
not from
where did that even come from?
I don't know. And the sword isn't a Zord either. So you could
I'll be the
become a new
sword.
power Zord.
I'm the
Power sword
sword.
Zord.
I'm the sword and shield. Twofer.
Okay, what's your dinosaur though? Because it starts as a dinosaur.
Dude, I'm definitely I'd definitely be because they don't have a raptor.
They
So I'd be
don't have a
raptor.
raptor.
I'd be a purple raptor.
Purple
Purple
Raptor
raptor right
Zord.
there.
Okay.
And I'd have purple raptors. Raptor and I had the cool that Nick would
Raptor
def-
Zord.
I was trying to think who was the jock was red, right?
Yeah. Well, they're all
Kind
kind of
of. But
jocks except for
one was wearing
Billy.
because he was wearing
Bi-
blue. He was the blue
yeah.
one, right? With the
Yeah,
glasses.
Billy. Yeah, Billy.
Well, Jaredin would be the blue, obviously. He's got glasses.
Okay.
It just works right there.
Okay.
The breast, I don't know. That's too hard. You know what we have done though? We've
What?
done classes of Pokemon. That's what we
Okay.
really do so we'll go back. Can we do that instead?
Sure, we can do that. Fuck it.
Obviously, because I am in the funeral directing weird death thing, it would be a
Black.
ghost type.
Yeah. Okay,
That'd be
ghost type.
ghost type, obviously. Or I would be psychic. They haven't. I could be even be both, but either one, I would be that. Nick is definitely the guitarist. He's got fire. He's fireman. He's a fire.
Little Charlie Mander.
He could be a char. No, he's grumpy about it. So he's maybe more of a Magmar.
Okay, Magmar.
He may be more of a Magmar. Definitely Jaredin is like a Jigglypuff. Like he is that, whatever that is.
A
It's
fairy?
not
I think
bug,
that's a
fairy
fairy.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um Definitely our drummer is dragon type, so he's like a dragonite.
Okay.
He's got the long mane. He just screams
Long
dragon.
mane, but he doesn't want to be a ponyta, huh?
No, he's not. He doesn't exist in that world. He's
Oh,
not fire. Because in
not fire.
Ponyta, Rapidash is fire.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's not. He's definitely not. Seth is probably. He's got to be water. He's probably a Squirtle. He's
Hmm.
definitely like a Squirtle type. And then Emily is. Ooh, Emily's like the Eevee. You don't know what she's gonna. She has choices. Choices can be made.
Hmm. I
You
like
know,
that.
there's
Hmm.
got a lot of choices she can make. And then who else I got? Ricky. Ricky is definitely fighting or rock. So either
Okay.
like a Hitmonchamp or
Yeah, or
Hitmonlee.
Hitmonlee or something.
Yep. And then who
Or
am I?
Onyx.
I got Ricky. I just said I got Zach done, Nick's done, me's done, Jaredin's done, Seth's done. I got everybody right.
Sounds like it.
Seven. Did they say seven?
I think so.
I missed somebody. I had to have. No,
And
there's.
they're gonna be the only one that listened and been like, "You fucking
Yep.
forgot me, you
No,
son of a bitch."
I got everybody. I got
Uh,
everybody. I did. So there's your answer. We went from Power Rangers to Pokemon. It's
that's
still
a fine. That's fine.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So here's my other fun question for you. If the boy detective had its own Scooby Doo like mystery to solve, what would the mystery be?
It would be the case. It would be the It would case file because we're always detectives, so we're doing
Yeah.
case files. So okay,
Yeah.
this is a cold case.
Oh boy.
Cold case, case file 13-64, and it would be interpreting what Benny actually writes the band. If you actually could see what I write my band in our like Discord, because I like to not use grammar or
Okay.
punctuation. I don't like S's. They should all be Z's. So this drives Nick nuts because he is a grammar person. He was going to be an English teacher.
Okay.
So I purposely do it a little bit just to jab on him. And now the band is in it too. So anytime like we have a song that has an S in it, I'll change it to a Z. And like he'll be like, you better not send that to our record. If that song ends up with a Z on it, I'm gonna be so upset. So like that would be the case of interpreting what I actually wrote.
I support this. I like it.
Probably one of the reasons why he doesn't let me do lyrics with him because he's afraid I'm going to write them down with Z's, no punctuation, capitalizations all over the place, spelling words how they sound instead of what
You better not turn that into Brandon, I swear.
that's. Oh, this is all going to Brandon.
Oh, it is.
There's a lot of new tracks on the album that could easily have Z's, and I
I
want
feel like you
to.
should be able to get one Z slid in there, you know? Just one, just for funsies.
Pat, can you just look at the camera and say that again? Say, Nick,
Hold up.
let Benny have one Z.
Hold up. Okay. This is okay. This is either could be a secret track or just change the name of the track, okay? But if you word your way around it, name the track For Fun Z's, and then you could put For Fun Z apostrophe S for funsies.
I love every second of this. Maybe that'll be the new track coming up after this album.
That new
Dude, what was it for funsies? For
for fun.
funsies would be a sick title of an for funsies. I added all these Z's. Could even because you can add that little bit of like Fall Out Boy that Nick likes
You
to
could.
do. The titles are always like
Mm-hmm.
3 sentences long.
Yep.
I
You could.
appreciate you being on my side about this.
Uh, I'm here for you. You could. I mean, because the thing is, if you bring it that way, because you got the for funsies, and then be like, and then we could make it like Fall Out Boy length,
Yeah, easy.
you know?
You're on the same wavelength I am. He's not going to see it. He's not going to hear it. His brain does
But
not
the
work.
thing is he could. Okay, hey, Nick, listen, you can't fight this because the way I put this for fun Z's has your apostrophe and S in there. You can't fight this. It's grammatically correct.
What if it was for funsies? This is for Benzies. And then that way he gets it's for me. So it's
Yeah,
literally it's a tribute.
exactly.
It's an ode to Benny.
And you don't want to you don't want to not give an ode to Benny.
But here's the problem though.
Rude.
What if the song is the one that goes goes platinum and then he has to see that on everything?
You can go, you're welcome for the Bennies.
Maybe he would take it down just to
The
let it burn.
the
The
Bennies.
Benjamins.
Yeah, you're welcome for the Bennies with a
Dude.
Z.
These are all great ideas. I'm just Nick, I know you're hearing this. He's gonna turn this off at this part. He won't listen further. Somebody in the band will tell him what this is all about, and he will never listen to this.
Well,
He missed out.
if anything, you know what? He'll have missed out and he'll have at least given me an hour's worth of listens. So,
And you know what? You know what's gonna happen? Somebody out there in another ska band is gonna write that song, and then Nick's gonna feel bad because he didn't write it for his best friend.
it's true.
That's what's
sad.
gonna happen.
That's sad.
That's really sad.
Because it's all about friendship.
So it has to be an emo band. So any emo band out there, if give the Boy Detective 2 years, and if that song doesn't exist, feel free to take it.
Take it. Okay. We got one more question before we go to a
Yep.
quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you're first starting your musical journey, what would that be?
Take the shots. Take every shot that you think is too much, because even if it is, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get a no.
Mm-hmm. Just like that song by 303, wait, not LMFAO. The shots. Take them.
That's it. That's
Everybody.
it. It's so true.
It's about
There's
this
so
moment.
much you are missing out in life without making those jumps.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's that song is about drinking for sure, but just in
Not
case
necess- there's-
anyone was confused.
The problem with that song is the shots don't have a Z at the end.
I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. Hold
Oh
up.
no. If it does, this is why that song is so popular.
30 is it 303? I gotta know. 303. No, I put 302. That's not going to pull up anything.
It's not going to do anything.
As I don't. Okay, 303. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who it is. I think the song's called "You're Gonna Love This" anyway.
Everybody.
Shots. Because I know that's Lil Jon that's doing that.
Yes.
And I don't, because it could either be them or LMFAO.
Yeah, it's shots.
It is
SHOTS.
Okay. TS. You were right. And it was LMFAO.
They missed their spot. They missed their chance.
Did.
They could have got 10,000 more fans, which probably didn't do anything.
Not for them at that height, man. Sheesh. No. They knew what they were doing.
They sure did.
All right. I love it. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our next segment. Thank you so much again to Open Your Ears Records for partnering with us to help bring even more new artists to your attention. Now, again, Open Your Ears Records is an amazing independent record label out of Richmond, Virginia, with a killer lineup of up-and-coming bands and artists. We talk about this every week now. This week is a big one, though. Another One Down just released their highly anticipated EP, Face Reality, on Friday, May 2nd, featuring the singles Pressure and Sinners and Saints. Off of Open Your Ears Records, Face Reality brings you high emotion and fast-paced intensity from start to finish, so make sure to stream the hell out of it and get out to a show if you're in the area. Make sure to also follow them and Open Your Ears Records on their socials at Another One Down RI and OYE Rex. You're going to want to follow them so you can keep up with them and everything that they've got going on. You can also once again check out our interview with Another One Down back on episode 104 or season 3, episode 35. Thank you so much again to Open Your Ears Records for partnering with us and for sponsoring this episode.
It's a funny story about Rage. So we do an intro. I don't know. We had that cover album called Scalarity Nick and I did, which was right after Dorcas, which was a lot of fun. And so we covered the Mountain Goats, best ever death metal band out of Denton. And so we do a Rage Against Machine intro, and people think we're going to go into the song, and then we do the best ever death metal band out of Denton, and people get so pissed. It's so awesome.
You should like actually cover, but do that the bomb track song or whatever, where it's like, because it would be such a cool horn thing you could do, like it's like
oh yeah, it would, yeah,
like you know.
That's gonna be
coming in with another bomb track. What and you check,
gotta pick it up. You gotta pick it up though.
Yeah. Dude,
Pat, if you want to be in the band, we can have you. I mean, this is awesome.
Look, me and my friend Mike have always wanted to be in a ska band. He plays drums, and I came up with the name The Fortress of Skalitude. I've always wanted to. I don't know if that's already a band. Probably.
What do you play? What do you do?
I play guitar.
You play guitar? Do you sing too or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a really high pitched ska voice.
Hell yeah! Well, if you need a screamer, let me know. I'll throw some backups in there.
We'll just go. Let's just do it. Fortress of
Yeah, we could
Solitude.
do the sneeze. We could do the sneeze song with the Z's.
Yeah,
Excuse.
we can.
It's all coming together. We just need a bassist. We just need
Did
a
we just
bassist.
become best friends?
We'll get. I know so many horns now. I can get whatever horns we want. We get mustard plug horns. We can get. Dude, we could be the ultra band.
We'll do it. I'm in
We could be the Megazords of ska.
with a Z.
Do we dress up like Power Rangers?
Yeah.
But we do colors that aren't actual Power Rangers.
Yeah. Mine, I think I was a Brontosaurus.
Was your color bronze?
Oh my God. No, I'm dumb. It was brown though. It was real close.
We should be like bronze, gold, like the weird colors, element colors.
Mauve. Not, I mean, it's still
Purple, is he
red.
green? Is he red?
It's still kind of reddish,
The
but it's
colors
like,
that, and we never say what color we are, and just
Yeah.
people fight about it all the time. He's the blue one. No, it's green. No, it's
no,
blue.
he's
It's blue and
aquamarine.
Mixed colors. We're always a tertiary color.
Yeah. And we only play with other like masked bands, you know?
Oh, yeah, we don't play with anything but Masked Intruder when they
Yeah.
come back out of
Just
retirement. Wherever
Masked,
they're doing.
Masked Intruder or fucking Gwar.
Slipknot.
We could play
Slipknot,
with
baby.
we could play with Slipknot or Ghoul. We could play with Ghoul.
Mummy,
Only-
the mummies.
Yeah, only masked bands
You have to be masked the whole.
the
I
whole
love
time.
Wait. There's the. What would you accept the? What's the McDonald's one that they do?
Oh,
Max Sabbath.
yeah, Max Sabbath. Oh,
But he only wears makeup. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Okay, as long as the face is covered.
Yeah.
So we can do ICP.
Oh yeah. We're, our first show. I didn't know if you knew this was going to be at the Gathering.
Hell,
I already booked it right now.
we could be boofing while we're playing.
Dude, we're gonna be. You come from the birthplace of Fago, so we
Dude,
are.
I am Detroit,
we
baby.
Are ready.
I had all the cards. My brother gave me I used to have all the albums like Riddlebox and Great
Dude.
Malenko and all that. Dude, yeah, hell yeah, man.
Great Malenko. Ha 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 ha.
Shaggy the Clown, back like scoliosis.
Miracles, man. Motherfucking magnets. How do those work?
This is happening, baby. This is chicken hunting. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
And with a 12 gauge nugget or bucket, chicken nuggets. Hell yeah. We back to the show.
ICP is terrible, but I love them. But they're so bad, and I can only handle so much.
Oh,
But the Needin game,
dude, everybody, man, that song.
that's the song.
Every squirrel, baby. Every scarl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or if we mass band, though.
or if we went, if this isn't taken, if we went with the Fortress of Solitude, we could all just be versions of Superman or some sort of super.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
where they have to be masked.
No,
you can't
we
be Superman, right?
we don't we that would be our different gimmick.
Oh, we
If
could
went
we could
if
do
we-
both,
we could
and you could, and then we
or
have a
every album
for each.
every
Ooh.
album is a gimmick.
Witches? Oh man, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, well,
We are theater.
Worked it.
Are you a theater kid?
I'm not, but I've always wanted to be like one of the best things about Unsigned Pop Punk is I always wanted to be like some sort of content creator because I wanted to do YouTube videos before it was fucking real a party house.
Yeah,
Like-
Jackass, man, like
Dude.
Jackass and
Oh, yeah.
CKY.
I have a lot of those videos, but if you look up like my band's old video, like our videos, we just made the most nonsensical videos all the time.
That rules. Like yourselves, like you just did them yourself, like for fun.
Yeah, we didn't our YouTube channel is very rarely music videos. It was mostly just like really fucking weird videos.
That rules so much.
I'll show you stuff sometime. 'Cause
Yeah, please do.
It's weird.
I'm gonna need to know what I'm at. How far of a level are we getting?
So
with
like
this band?
it's very Tim and
Blair
Eric
Witch
like
style? Oh, Tim
Huh?
and Eric. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
it's more like Tim and Eric or like the I Think You Should Leave.
Leave.
Yeah.
Detroiters, that kind of like
Yeah.
comedy.
Is really just like doesn't make any sense.
Like Syphil and Ollie.
Yeah.
Did you watch that back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Sick
Mm-hmm.
animation, like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Oh, dude, sick animation. Uh,
It ruled so much.
Oh, dude. Sick animation was one of me and my buddy, like one of my best friend Joe's, like our fucking favorite thing.
Dude, it's so good.
Friday night on our shack back.
Donald's Pizza Palace is the greatest. The
Yeah.
curly fries. Or I'm hungry. Plus, I'm hungry for shit.
Plus, I'm hungry for shit.
Was
That was the best
My
one.
favorite one was the pioneer, the ghost and the thing, and it's the dumbest one because there's nothing funny about it. But it's like they're all the same in the end or something. But there was the dragon does, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Or
And then,
like the one I remember that like I don't remember like the end of it. It was black and white, but it's like these two kids and then they come in like somebody broke into his house and they find his parents dead and he's
oh,
like
and he jerks off.
it
At the
jerks
end.
him off, jerks his friend off. I was like, get it? Or it was like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah. He does a pun, and
yeah.
then he
He's like, what? Get it? And then he doesn't say anything, and then he's like,
I do remember. I That was a good one. So was
yeah,
my or the Chester, the cross-eyed cat, where he's in the
yeah,
court. Chester, that was, oh my god. I
dude,
used to watch that all the time, just
yeah.
die laughing because it's the dumbest thing.
Or strong bad emails.
Strong bad emails, yeah, absolute Tragdor and all
Mm-hmm.
that.
Tragdor.
Burninator.
Okay. Okay.
Syphil and Ollie and all that. Yeah.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back. I need pizza
Sorry.
soon. My wife's waiting on me to be able to make pizza.
Are you making it, or you just like, did you get one of
No,
those
it's
Domino's?
just she just needs me to be like, I'm done, and then she can
Oh,
put it
so you
in.
can call and get, yeah. I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Van
Back in.
Dam. Van Dam. We'll be best friends forever after this.
Cool.
Okay.
We got it.
And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. Gosh. Okay. This is our next is I'm already hungry. I was telling Benny like I got to hurry up. It's food time. I'm dying.
I get
So
it.
why not hop into a segment dedicated to food? The
Let's do
food
it.
for thought segment. Okay. So we're going to go right into this here. If the boy detective was an adult fast food happy meal, what would be in it and what would the toy be?
Okay. So
It
this
doesn't even have to be
this is where I
McDonald's.
need Nick. So Nick is a foodie
Okay.
and he loves horrible fast
Yeah.
chain. He
Mhm.
literally got that app when we went down to Gainesville that showed every restaurant that you need to hit on 75. Every single one. Like literally, we stopped at a Halo Burger once, and he got a shirt from Halo Burger because he
Oh,
wanted that. He wanted
I
a
like
shirt
it.
to represent that.
I like that
When we
about
were
him.
leaving, when we were coming back, yeah, he is a gem. But when we were coming back, he goes, "Hey," and this was before we got in the car, so this is in Gainesville. He's like, "Do you think we could stop at the Little Debbie
I always wanted to go
the
there.
park, the Little Debbie Park on the way home?" I'm like, "Where's it at?" He's like, "I think it's like Tennessee or Kentucky. I'll look it up,
Yeah.
whatever." Well, he didn't say anything else about it. So all of a sudden we get off 75 and I'm like, "Where are we going?" He's like, "Oh, there was traffic, whatever. I had to do this." I'm like, "Okay." All of a sudden I start seeing the Little Debbie cake and all this like stuff. And I'm like, this is the Little Debbie thing. So, yeah. So we get out and this old lady approaches us. She's like, "Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Did you know that there's like a museum in there?" And you can, Nick's like, where do we, there's a picture of us with what's the tree, the Little Debbie tree or whatever.
Oh man.
It was fun. We found 4 of the 5. We couldn't find one of them, but it's big and it's really cool because the whatever not the rock, the Smoky Mountains, right? Or
Yeah.
in Tennessee, they're behind. So it's a beautiful park, and then like you have this backdrop of the mountains behind it. So actually, it was pleasant.
And they have like exclusive Little Debbie's in there that you can only get in there.
Really? I did not
Yeah.
know. Nick's going to be pissed when he finds out this. We didn't know that. We just knew there was a little like museum. We didn't realize
Yeah.
you could buy stuff there, like buy food. That makes sense.
Yeah. There's like
That's really cool.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are two different locations, but like you go into like the Little Debbie, it's like the store. It's like the Little Debbie
I'm
store and
sure
stuff.
it's the museum there that
And
the
like because like they've got like the picture of like the real Little Debbie, you
hmm
know, like the and the family and all that sort of stuff. Because she's still alive, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. So, um,
So
and
going.
like
Oh, so go
yeah,
ahead.
so yeah, and there's just like there's merch and tons of different shit in there.
So going back to Nick would be perfect for this segment, but I
Yeah,
would say I'm a fry guy. So I don't care what else is in this meal, but fries. Fries have to be in it, and it's got to be a good fry. Now here's the deal. I'm okay with any kind of fry as long as it's good. Because
yeah,
there's certain like you can have a really good steak fry. You can have a
yeah.
really good curly fry. You could have a really good like I don't know what shoestring fry, whatever they call them.
Whatever the McDonald's fry
Yeah,
is.
sure.
Yeah.
But it's like you got it good fries, solid fries, solid fries. And then I would say, you know what? Just be a little different about it because
Okay.
Boy Texas is a little different. Probably some sort of like spicy chicken
Okay.
burger. You know, because everybody I mean, unless it's one of those like Texas burgers with like the onion, like the onion rings
Oh,
on the
sure. Like
burger.
a
You know what I'm talking
Western.
about? Yeah,
Yeah.
with like the cool barbecue sauce and stuff. Those
Yeah.
rip.
Kind of
Uh,
like a Burger King rodeo burger,
yes.
but you know, like good.
Or like the old McRib or whatever it was that was doing weird stuff at McDonald's, even though it's not really that, but it's
Sure.
got that. Sure, we're getting there.
Okay.
So you could either pick a chicken, like a spicy chicken,
Mm-hmm.
or you pick a like a rodeo burger. Yeah, like with like the
Yeah. Little onion rings.
onion rings, maybe
Yeah.
some jalapenos, chips.
Okay.
Who knows?
Ooh. All right.
It's a little more fancy of a restaurant, I
All
guess.
right. All right. I
You
like
get to
it.
one or two, so it's one or two.
Okay.
It's
What's the
kids meal.
toy? What are we doing for a toy?
Okay, so the best toys when I was a kid
Mm-hmm.
from McDonald's, from anywhere else, were the ones that would transform into things. They had multiple purposes.
Yeah.
So like they would be like a chicken McNugget, but then you'd open it and be a dinosaur. Or
Mm-hmm.
they would be like the fries, but then
Yeah.
their face that pops out and you can make like the fries arms or something like so
Mm-hmm.
it'd be a multi-purpose toy. Because I can't stand when you just get a plastic toy that doesn't move or doesn't do anything. What's the point?
So, okay, hold the phone. I
Or
thought
maybe
of
an
something.
action figure
Yeah.
of us, the detectives that turn into instruments.
Okay, that's a great idea. That's probably better than mine. But do you remember like the little riders, like the little cars that always
Yeah,
had a little
yeah,
guy sticking out?
yeah.
Collect all the band.
And we'd all have our own car.
Yeah,
So we'd have a fancy like micro machine car.
yeah. You'd
So
be
maybe one
on
of
like
us
a
is
little.
like,
You'd be in a little car, and just like you guys sitting out on top.
okay, I could tell you Nick would be in a PT Cruiser.
Sure,
That's
support it.
it's his car. He literally loves that PT Cruiser. I'd be in a
He's the only.
convertible. I
He's
want
the
a
only
convertible.
one.
He's the only one. He does. No one else wants to be in that car with
No.
him. He's bruising for the cruising. You
Yeah,
know
I
what
was
I mean?
gonna say the only good thing about a PT Cruiser is a cruiser bruiser.
That's it. He's got black one, baby. He's sporting it.
Dang.
It's I don't know.
Well,
I'd be in a
you.
convertible for sure though.
I mean, you'd be in a hearse, but
What kind of hearse though? Are we doing the new school? Or are we doing the old school? Are we doing
could
the
be
old like 50s?
could be in a hearse convertible.
There's those cool like flower cars that are like hearses and they have flowers in it. You can put the flowers on top.
That's cool. There's so many options.
So many things. The hearse turns into me would be pretty sick. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, hearse turns into you.
To Benny. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And the PT Cruiser turns into Nick. And a guitar flops out of somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, because otherwise, because I feel like either the little car people, not
I think the car
Transformers,
people would be cool.
car people, or if you were going Transformers, I think it would be like
The instrument into you.
instrument into you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
So I turn into a microphone.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So I think the cars is cooler.
Cars is cooler because then
That's
you can play
cooler
with
go.
them. You can make like
Yeah.
a little town and yeah.
Well, I mean, you could play with it too, especially if they got you could play with the microphone.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess that's true. But like, how cool would it be to have in your bedroom, right? You got the car bed, obviously.
Yeah.
You have the cars. You have the shelf above it that has all of the 7. And then there'd be a variant one for Punkerton. Maybe Brandon would have his own.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
With
could
tank.
collect more. And then maybe maybe every season would be a new band from Punkerton, and you can go
Yeah.
back.
I I think we just came up with a great idea. I hope
The
Brandon's
Fortress
listening
of
to this.
Solitude may be where we need these things to happen, though. I'm just saying.
I mean, as long as Punkerton wants to sign us.
Oh, I mean, the contract's already there at this point.
Brandon, just to make this clear, okay?
I mean, if he wants, whatever, one of us can scribble, but I mean, it's there.
Okay.
The tour is already set up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we're starting the tour at the gathering.
Well, it might end there too, but
Yeah.
we're starting it there.
All right. If you had to write a ska song about a food or a drink, past, present, or discontinued, what would you
We've already wrote songs about cheesesteaks, so I'll say cheesesteaks.
Oh, cool. Cheat. That's cool. Yeah.
Me personally, fries, man. French fries are the greatest
Fries.
Christian of all time. Chicken wings or French fries?
Chicken wings or French fries? I like it.
That's it.
All right.
I'm a basic man when it comes
That's
to that.
it. Simple. Easy peasy.
I was hoping you'd have 10 more minutes on this, but great.
No, I really wasn't. I promise. So driving it back to Detroit, baby, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Fago. We talked about we already discussed this a little
Rock
bit.
and roll,
Fago.
baby.
Detroit. Fago flavors get a little wild, right?
Yeah.
Which flavor of Fago would you be?
Rock and rye.
Yeah.
Rock and
Do you
rye.
have
Right
one-
there.
do you
I'm
have
Rock
one-
And then Ryan.
Do you have one for the entire band?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nick is a big Diet Mountain Dew fan, so he'd be Moon Mist.
Moon Mist, yeah.
Yeah, he's a solid flavor. He's a solid
Moon
flavor.
Mist
Solid
is
guy.
Moon Mist was one of my favorites.
Dude, it was great. So when we were kids, Fago used to sell 3 liters. I don't know. They probably still do, but
Oh, yeah,
in local
they do.
stores around here.
Yeah.
And so when we were kids, we could drink as much pop as we wanted on the weekends. That was like our parents, like that was their thing. We could have pizza on Friday. They would always order pizza, and we could have as much Fago as we want Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So they would get 3 liters for us 4 boys, and it would always be Moon Mist or cola. And dude, it ruled. And we drank so much Moon Mist and cola.
Yeah.
So much. So yeah. So I would be Rock and Rye, because Rock and Rye is like the gem, the hidden gem. There's like a 50-50 or 60-40 or something like that. They just came out with like newer flavors, but there's my horns would be like the grape, the strawberry, grape, strawberry, and orange, right? I think there's orange. Yeah, there's orange. That would be my horns, because they are those very upbeat people. Like they're very, I don't want to say fruity in the wrong terminology, but they're very like upbeat, very fun, very sweet people. So I'd say they would be that. Zach would have to be a really cool flavor. He'd be one of those flavors that don't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
Like
one
candy.
they probably had like a cotton candy would be cool. I think they came out with the pops, like the popsicles, like the 3, the red, blue, and they came out with it. That would be a Zach. Ricky's a solid man. Ricky is a teacher. He's just straightforward. He's cola. He's Fago cola all the way. Perfect. And I would be Rock and Rye.
I love it.
Done.
Perfect. So this next one, we're going to keep this one short here. All right.
Okay.
I don't want a deep explanation. I want you to be like confident in your choice with this.
Okay.
Because this is a fighting one, and I think this is going to make me laugh, and I hope you're honest with this. All right. Okay. Detroit, right? Got its own style of pizza, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Detroit style. But where do you rank it with the other pizza icons? You got Chicago style in New York or New Jersey, but that's only a fight between those two, right? So where do you rank the Detroit style?
Okay, I'm gonna get beat up. Chicago goes first. I love a casserole that happens to be a pizza.
Yeah, it's all that is.
It's so good. I don't care. Some people say it's not a pizza because it literally is a casserole. Yeah. I disagree. I think it is definitely a pizza. I like it. I like the substance of it. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lot,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I love her. I would then go Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would go New York.
Okay.
Now, I was very pleasantly surprised in how good New York's pizzas were, though.
Yeah,
And so,
they're
if
very good.
actually, if you're talking like the best of the three cities, yeah, it would be that. But you could have a better Detroit pizza than a Chicago style. You
Oh
could
yeah.
have a better New York than Detroit pizza. But if I'm saying the best of each, like if the city got together and were like, okay, listen, guys, let's be honest, your pepperonis, they're on point, but your cheese is better. And they got together, the godfathers of each of these pizzas, and they made it together.
Mm-hmm.
Love. Chicago, Detroit, New York. There's your answer.
All right.
Is that okay? Did I pass?
It's an
What
opinion.
would you say?
Honestly, lately, I think it changes.
Oh,
Chicago will be third though every time. But
oh,
well, I just like a good big ass slice of pizza too. But realistically, dude, Detroit style is kind of owning my heart. That
yeah.
fucking crunchy cheese crust
Yep.
on the end. Holy shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good, but that it's either that or it's like just a good old classic slice of, you know, New York style pizza.
It's also like the shape too. Like
Yeah.
some like if you're gonna do the triangle, right? If you're gonna
Yeah.
do the long triangle, right? Because that's the
Yeah.
other thing too. Like,
Well, because you can't do that with Detroit or like Chicago style. I mean,
no, you can't.
you
You know
can't.
you need you
Those
literally need a soup ladle for a Chicago style pizza.
right.
You know. So and the other thing too is
You
like,
need to, and you need it to like be cooked and then sit for a half hour before
oh,
you can even
100%.
eat it.
And I'm just gonna say it straightforward. Pizza does taste better the next day. It doesn't matter what pizza. Pizza usually tastes better the next day.
I wouldn't think with Detroit it would though so much because of you want that crispy hard back
No,
and
man.
it'll just kind of get soft.
Get it chewy.
Yeah, I don't agree. I'll fight. I'll fight about that.
We'll talk about it in the
That's
band.
about it.
We'll talk about it at the band practice.
Band meeting. Band meeting. Benny's out. No,
Benny's out, Brandon's in. It's the whole thing. I get it.
no, no. Okay,
Those are my answers, though.
I support them. All right, this is the last food for thought question. It's deep. If the boy detective was a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
Do I have to say what I already said 1,000
know.
million times? It's gonna be French fry, baby.
But which
Oh,
French fry
thing
now?
like we're talking. Oh,
Take it deep now.
specific. Okay,
Take it
curly
deep.
fry. There's
Curly fry?
nothing better than a good curly fry.
All right, I support that. I also agree. The only fry better than a curly fry that could rival it would just be a McDonald's fry.
Yes,
But
I agree with that.
but
I think waffle
any
fries are the worst fries.
I think they can be good.
No.
But they have to be done right. Like
No.
you don't think so? Like a crispy, like a good
No, any other
cooked waffle
a
fry?
tot is better than a waffle fry.
I agree. I agree that every other
It's the
type
worst
of fry
fry.
is.
That's what I'm telling you.
I think one of those a wedge. I think wedges are the worst.
Really? With
Yeah.
like half a potato still left on it?
Yeah, because they're always I don't like mushy because that's just a potato. Then you know what I mean? Like I don't
Very
think
starchy.
a wedge. Yeah, it's too starchy. You know, it's like why don't I just eat a mashed potato or like a baked potato? That's the same thing.
I will say though, if you can get like a really good shredded potato, like when you get like the cool like when you get a good cheesy whatever
Yeah,
potato, whatever, you got it. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to go further. But I think
Listener, if you don't know, you're fucked, and that sucks for you. But because I know,
but you are right, because sometimes just the classic skinny boy, just that
Yeah.
skinny boy,
Mm-hmm.
is sometimes as good as the best curly fry. But I think curly fries usually tend to have like seasoning on them more than regular
Oh,
fries do. I
so
think
much more.
that's
Mhm.
I think that's part of why I
Yeah.
like it.
Right. All right, that's it for food for thought. It's time for rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. rapid fire questions.
Here, you're just gonna speak from the heart. You're gonna shoot from the hip. Whatever the
Any two
first.
shoes.
What's that?
Any two shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
Two guns.
And whatever. So with this, whatever comes to your mind first, even if it's not one of the two options I present to you, you
Do
just
it.
speak your truth. All right. Liquid Death or LaCroix?
LaCroix.
Spotify or Apple Music?
Spotify.
South Park or Family Guy?
South Park. 100 times.
Yeah. This one I think is very easy. MySpace or TikTok?
Oh, MySpace. Could have
Yeah.
7 friends too.
Oh, yeah.
The good old days.
Speaking of good old days, Drive-Through Records or Fueled by Ramen?
Fueled by ramen.
Yeah, no, wrong. No, I say this every single
You
time.
didn't say the right. I would fight if you would have put what was the Get Up Kids one with
Epitaph was it? No,
no.
I
This
don't
is sad.
I know, I'm dumb. I know this.
With Dashboard and
Oh,
the anniversary
variant.
Vagrant.
No, vagrant.
It said Vagrant. Now we're talking. I would say Vagrant over Fueled by Ramen.
Yeah.
Wait. I know this is going way too fast and it's not what.
No.
Okay. What was the label you said? I'm sorry.
Drive-Through Records.
Drive-Through had what?
Newfound Glory, The Starting Line, Finch, the Early November.
I'm okay with my choice. Other than
okay.
Newfound, I'm okay with my choice.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Beanies.
I literally just had Less Than Jake record me.
Yeah, were they on Fueled by Ramen?
Yeah, they owned it for a while. The drummer was one of the main guys.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Beanies or Snapbacks?
Snapbacks. Wait. That's it. Wait. No, I said it. I said an answer. Snapbacks.
Okay. Darth Vader or Voldemort?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Okay.
Boba Fett.
All right. Original Boba Fett or like the new Boba Fett?
The OG Boba
like
Fett.
the book of Fett or whatever, Boba Fett.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No.
The clone Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Jango Fett.
All right. So Jango Fett. Fett.
Who played Boba Fett in the Book of Fett?
It's true. So normally I have a pop punk band, but I did switch this up, and I did switch it up again because I forgot that Less Than Jake did something with did your new record.
Yeah.
So Real Big Fish or the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
Real Big Fish.
Yeah. Fair. I'll ask the original one too, because I want to know. Good Charlotte or Simple Plan?
Ooh. In the past, I'd say Simple Plan, but actually, as I've gotten older, I actually really like Good Charlotte. So I'm going to go with Good Charlotte.
They got a new album. The new single just came out today.
I struggle with that. I have a little bit of my guitarist in me. Like when it comes to like Good Charlotte, when it comes to Simple Plan, when it comes to Fall Out Boy is a perfect example. Take This to Your Grave will never be touched by Fall Out Boy. There's a lot of those, like you can count Cheshire, you can count Fly Swatter, but Dude Ranch, in my opinion, will never be touched by Blink-182. And I love even some of the newer stuff. Like I liked California.
Oh, I didn't.
I didn't like Nine.
Nine is terrible. I did not love Skiba era. Unfortunately, I thought California was going to be really, really good. But my biggest issue with Skiba era is just that it's like, well, I already have Mark Hoppus. I don't feel like I need 2 Mark Hoppuses. And that's kind of just how it sounded. I get you. They sounded so similar.
I wonder, and we'll probably never know this, I wonder how much they let Matt take his own feel on it. Because if you listen to like Outline and stuff,
probably a bit. But I bet he was trying to be more
to keep the
like
Blink
Tom.
fans happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough. I can't imagine that. Like,
Because I love Alkaline Trio, but like
oh,
let's
me
be
too.
honest, you can't have like Matt Skiba lyrics in
It would
Blink-182.
honestly be the same if Dan joined with Tom.
Yeah,
It would be
Yeah.
really weird.
it would
Which
be
would
really
be
weird.
Tom and Dan do an album together. That'd be the weird.
Boxcar 2.
Yeah, Boxcar too. Boxcar.
All right. All right. That's it though. You did it. You finished the podcast. Now's your chance. Give everybody one last rundown. You know what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
So when it comes to the Boy Detective, you can find us on everything, right? We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music. You can go to Linktree, and that'll take you to everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, etc., YouTube. We have a new album coming out in November. We are going to have some singles, and I think they start dropping in August. So August, September, October, and then we'll have the album shoot out in November. We have some videos coming out, which is the first time that the Boy Detective has actually done this the right way, because we always do things differently. Very excited about that. We have a lot of cool shows coming up. We're playing another 2 shows with Five Iron Frenzy. We have a show in Detroit, and we have a show in Grand Rapids in July. We also have Splish Splash, and we're also playing a suicide benefit show in July. That's really super rad. We got a cool show in September with the Dreadnoughts in Columbus. That'll be a really, really cool show. And then hopefully we're going to have a run in November or December, most likely November after the album releases, where we'll do a release kind of weekender situation, hopefully hitting obviously Michigan, possibly Chicago, Toledo, and maybe Madison.
Ooh.
And then coming back to Michigan for something. I don't know if that's 100% how it would be, but that's what we're kind of looking at right now. So we'll do a weekender there. The album will release, and I'm sure after that we'll have some really cool stuff going on. As for me, I'm also in a podcast called Let's Talk About Death, where we try to break the taboo and stigma on talking about death and talking about very hard subjects like suicidality, existential grief, disenfranchised grief, etc., with my twin, who is a doctor of psychology, and we talk about that. And the Boy Detective's got a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm really excited about that. So,
Unfortunately, for no really good reason, my computer decided to say, "Hey, you don't have enough space," which it did. I had plenty of space. But that being said, Benny was pretty much just at the end of what he was about to say. And I'm sorry, Benny, for this cutting out. I love you, man. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. Thank you, Benny, for hanging out with us today. This has been another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast, and we'll see you all on Monday. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.